I mean, NCAA is claiming that it's lost like $4 billion
Yeah.
from
I mean, March Madness is the biggest tournament they have, and it happened right as soon as March Madness was supposed to begin. So
blah, 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 blah. All images on me. All images on me. All right. In the big inning, there was baseball. It is Tuesday, May 26th. I am back. Evan is back. We are back after a little short break. Needed to recharge our batteries. Yeah, Joe's back too, but, Mets fans, we kind of just don't count them as being people. We're back, everyone. We needed to recharge our batteries, but we are back to give you some more. I am CJ. I am here with my man, Evan. You can catch me on Twitter at CJ in Pinstripes. Evan, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. You can catch me at Evan D. Wetzel 4 on the Twitter, or you can catch the Twitter account 27 Downcast.
And what is this?
This is 27 Down, the perfect podcast for the perfect game. We're back.
Ah, man. I love the times that you forget that line, and I have to, push you towards it.
Oh, I don't forget. I just like lingering on it so that you jump in and look like a jackass.
Cool. Yeah, I'm the one that looks like the jackass. Hey, so baseball stuff. We got some news today. Why don't you tell them?
Yeah, I heard one report that they dropped the proposal and it's something ridiculous, like they're going to take money from the highest paid players and basically give it to the lowest paid players as prorated salary. I don't know if that's 100% yet, but it seems like there's some more friction that's being had right now. I know this morning there was hope that we were going to get something done within the next 24 to 48 hours. That might be stretched out a little longer. I still think we're going to have baseball by July 4th weekend.
Yeah, I think we will too. And you got to understand that when it comes to players, when it comes to something passing, right? In order for something to pass, the players union just has to, at least from my understanding, just has to agree on a majority basis. So, I mean, if we're going to be looking at the top paid guys, it kind of sucks to say, but it looks like they're going to be in the minority here. Guys like, Mike Trout, guys like Bryce Harper, guys like Garrett Cole. It looks like, I mean, if I was them, I'd probably vote no in order to save my wallet. But for every one of those guys, there's a ton of players that are still on their rookie deals, still on maybe their fourth or fifth team, and they still haven't even made it through arbitration yet. And of course, those guys are going to be voting yes on a deal like that.
Or the guys who just got the big deal for the first time in their contract, like last year, they're not going to be too pleased. Like they waited a while and now they have to shift it a bit.
Yeah. Like Garrett Cole. This is going to be Cole's first massive deal that he's going to have. And here we go. We're starting it off with I'm not going to be getting all the money I should be getting.
Right. Strasburg, too.
True. Also true. Yeah. I don't know. It's whack, but hey, I'm not going to be upset if it means baseball.
Yeah.
That's really it when it comes to new baseball news. It's been pretty slow in general the last couple of weeks. It's been slow. I mean, still you're seeing players kind of saying, it might not be worth it. And the argument that I've seen isn't so much the risk of getting the virus as much as it is, well, I have to not get into shape. That's not the right word, but get into mid-season form real quick. And that could cause injuries. So I think that's what players are more wary of. I'm going to risk injury to play this 80-something game season, and I'm not even going to make my full salary anyway.
Right. I mean, but I think the impact of all the lost money anyway is going to, go over to next season anyway at this point.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. They've already lost billions of dollars each sport, so it's really
Right. I mean, NCAA is claiming that it's lost like $4 billion
yeah.
from
I mean,
not.
March Madness is the biggest tournament they have, and it happened right as soon as March Madness was supposed to begin. So
Yep. Yeah, it sucks for us as fans. It sucks for the NCAA. It sucks. It sucks for everyone involved, man.
yep.
Um, all right, so that was cool. We asked a little question on Twitter. That question was, give us something. Give us something that you want to hear, a top 5 or 10 or whatever list. It doesn't have to be sports related, but we did get someone to say that they want to hear the 10 most regrettable moments in sports.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how you want to do this. I have my list. I know you have yours as well. I don't know if you want to have one of us go first, then the other, or if you want to do like I do my 10, you do your 10, back and forth. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, probably you do your 10, I'll do my 10, because mine need a bit of an explanation for each of them.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll do my 10 first. Now when I went with regrettable, I don't have too much in the way of I didn't mean to say baseball, of sports like operations. So like deciding to play players or trades. I do have a few of those, but I have some pretty bad stuff on here.
I also went, I think, in your direction, more like regrettable as far as boneheaded plays, stuff like that.
Yeah, or just something in general. Like if someone's involved in sports that did something, and it's something that they probably regret to this day, it's on here.
That's the direction I went.
So, okay, so my number 10, I actually do have, I think this is the only trade I have on this list. It is, in my opinion, the worst trade in the history of sports, the Ricky Williams trade in '99.
Okay.
The New Orleans Saints decided to trade away all of their picks that year in order to move up to the number 3 spot to pick Ricky Williams. Now, I don't know about you. When I think of Ricky Williams, I think of 2 things: weed and honestly the Dolphins. I feel like he had his best years on the Dolphins. He did not pan out in New Orleans. He barely stayed there for long. And yeah, that move really set the Saints back a lot. So that's my number 10.
Yep,
number 9, I have LeBron James doing the decision in 2010. Mm-hmm. I look back on this and I laugh. So there has to be a part of LeBron that cringes at this. I laugh and I cringe because the dude decided to do this at a Boys and Girls Club in Connecticut, having a bunch of Knicks fans thinking that he was going to come to the Knicks. Now, as salty as I am about that, that's not so much why I have this on the list. Everyone just looks back at this and, wow, what a dumb move to have a half-hour special on ESPN to tell people what we all basically already knew, that you were going to join Bosh and Wade in Miami.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not...
Right. By the way, that little part there, LeBron guaranteed 8 championships, and nobody ever talks about that. He said not 1 all the way through 7, which means the answers were either 0 or 8. I don't think he was promising 0. He promised 8 championships for Miami, and he delivered 2. I'd be happy if I had 2, but don't tell me 8.
So it was a dumb comment, kind of like the Michael Jordan, the ceiling is the roof or whatever.
The ceiling is the roof. I absolutely love that quote. I say that sometimes, ironically. All right, number 8, Spygate, New England Patriots. I'm not quite sure if anyone in the New England system actually regrets this or not, but they should. Like a normal human being with morals would regret filming practices, basically cheating, being caught cheating. I wanted to put, and I didn't, I wanted to put the Astros cheating scandal. Somehow that escaped my mind, but I don't think I would have put it on here anyway. It's so recent. We still haven't seen all
I
of
also left it off for that reason.
So I guess that one we'll wait and see how bad it ends up being for them. But yeah, cheating, it winds up on the list. Number 7, this is probably the oldest one I have on here, 10-cent beer night. The idiots in Cleveland in 1974 who
Great story.
decided to sell. Now, back in 1974, beer at a ballpark would cost 65 cents. And this was little, shitty, cheap 3% alcohol beers. I would need like 15 of them to feel a buzz. But you give me a bunch. So fans were allowed to buy up to 6 at a time. And there was no limit as to how many you could get. So hell yeah, I will walk up there. I will get me 6 beers for 60 cents, slam them right there, and get right online for 6 more, baby. You guarantee your ass I would do that. The game ended up in a forfeit. So the Rangers, I believe, I could be wrong about this. I believe to this day, it's the only forfeit in Major League Baseball history. By the way, in Major League Baseball, Evan, little trivia question for you. Do you know what the final score of a forfeit is?
The final score of a forfeit.
So in the NFL, if a game ever ends in forfeit, it's an automatic 2-0. Okay? I don't know why it's 2-0, but
I
that's
didn't
what
even
it
know
is.
that. Wow. Okay.
So what do you know what they do in baseball?
I don't know.
9-0. They basically give the winning team a run for every inning.
Okay.
So that one makes a little more sense than 2-0.
I think I have heard that before.
So it ended up being a 9-0 win for the Rangers, who won because of the forfeit.
You know what's funny about that? Quick story, side note, sorry. Buffalo Wild Wings, about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, did 50-cent beer night, dollar wing night. And they did it for only about 3 weeks because
that sounds like heaven.
It was amazing. Like tables started competing each other to get the biggest pyramid on their table and stacked cups. And so it just became mass chaos with about, I don't know, 100+ college kids trying to out-drink each other.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, it'll do in a pinch. There's better wings out there. But, man, I would go every day if that was still a thing. What was it?
It was dollar wing, 50-cent beer, and it was every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
I'd be there 3 days a week.
For the summer, the whole summer.
I would be there 3 days a week in the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, sounds awesome.
It was at New Rock City. They had to shut it down. It was too crazy.
Wait, but that's still there. Oh, you meant shut down the
They shut down the event, and they basically they didn't shut down the Wild Wings.
Yeah. All right, so number 6, I've got this is kind of a twofer. I couldn't really decide which one to do. So I'm just going to say the words Albert Hainsworth in general. Both the contract that the Redskins gave him and the time he stomped on David Garrard's head with his freaking cleat.
That was pretty bad.
What an asshole. What a goddamn asshole Albert Hainsworth was. Probably still is an asshole. But, I mean, the guy was just lazy and hated everyone but himself, got suspended by so many teams, and that stomp on Garrard's head, I still picture it to this day. It was bad.
It was pretty bad. Didn't we see who is the player who got suspended this past year for hitting the quarterback with his helmet?
Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Yeah. Myles Garrett knocked, what's his name, Mason Rudolph right across the head. With
Steelers quarterback, yep.
Yeah. What a piece of rabbit crap. Number 5. I put a Yankee one on here. Steinbrenner hiring a private eye to spy on Dave Winfield. What an asshole. First of all, Steinbrenner, I love you, but you're an asshole. So you signed Dave Winfield to a contract. You thought you were going to be paying him less. That's on you, guy. That's not his fault. So you hire a private investigator to spy on him and try to dig up some dirt to blackmail him? Now, I have some bad stuff on here if that's number 5, because in any right, moral, just society, that would be the worst thing that you hear a sports personality doing. But, man, what an asshole. Number 4, Mike Tyson biting Holyfield's ear off in 1997.
Wow.
Again, what an asshole. You were about to lose to Evander Holyfield for the second time. You're way past your prime. You haven't been good since you lost to Buster in 1992 or 93, whenever that was. And now you decide you're going to bite Holyfield's ear just because fuck you, I don't want to lose to you. What a piece of crap. I love
Yeah.
you though, Mike. If I ever see you again, first of all, if you're listening, I've met you before. Hi, I hope you remember me. Secondly, please don't hurt me. That was Evan that said all that. He wrote this for me.
Huh?
Number 3, moving right along. Number 3, Malice at the Palace in 2004. Malice at the Palace. It's really, really. We've seen fights in sports, but when the crowd starts to get involved, that's really bad. And Ron Artest swung at the wrong guy. Ron Artest got a beer thrown at him while he was laying on the scorer's table or whatever that table was. Beer lands right on his chest. He runs into the crowd, tries to knock someone out. He tries to knock out the wrong guy.
He swung at everyone.
Yeah. Whoever was in his way, like it might have been you, punch. It might have been you, punch. Who knows? Fans ran onto the court. The worst moment probably in NBA history. It's really, really bad if you start getting the audience involved. Like I remember there were actual talks on sports radio where they were like, maybe fans shouldn't be able to be so close to the action. And
Yeah.
I'm very glad it didn't end up coming to more barricades because it wasn't necessary. It was one fucked up moment, but a pretty bad fucked up moment.
Great game. So much fun to watch.
Yeah, and all those guys got suspended for a long time. Jermaine O'Neal, I think, got suspended like the whole season, or maybe that was Artest that got suspended though. And I think O'Neal got suspended like 30 games or something like that. Number 2, the Steve Moore incident. So when Steve Moore was attacked by Todd Bertuzzi in 2011, Bertuzzi punched him in the head, knocked him unconscious, fell on top of him, and broke Steve Moore's neck. That was the end of Steve Moore's career. He was a great, great player. And I think the worst part about it is Todd Bertuzzi's suspension eventually ended, which meant that piece of trash was able to continue playing while the guy whose career he ended was done.
Not good.
What an ass hammer.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And finally, number 1, man, Joe Paterno, God damn it, why didn't you call the cops? Why did Joe Paterno not call the cops on Jerry Sandusky? The guy knew what was going on. He claimed that he told the school and left it at that. Man, if little kids are getting raped in the shower and the school's protocol is you have to tell someone at the school, I'm saying fuck your protocol. I'm calling the police.
That's correct.
And he did it. And that basically killed him. That was basically like Joe Paterno was alive and kicking, then that scandal broke, and he was dead.
I think you have to credit it in his death because this guy was the epitome of being one of the, like the coaches of the entire country. He was a big deal, and he really did wonders for a lot of people and their careers and stuff. So the fact that he made a mistake this drastic is horrible.
Yeah.
If you're in a position of power and you get information like that, you act right away. You don't sit on that. There's no hesitation in either one of our minds what to do. We would have done it.
Years upon years of sexual abuse of minors could have been avoided. And when I think of regret, there's got to be no bigger regret than being the reason that didn't stop.
Yeah. I wanted to keep those type of things off my list just because, but they definitely should have been on it. I think the Michigan State one's pretty bad as well. With the doctor who was the gymnast.
Oh yeah. That's really bad too. Although I don't really consider that one a sports. It is a sports moment because it's the sporting team's doctor. But when I say a sports moment, I mean I'm thinking of either the players or the coaches.
He wasn't even the doctor though. I think he just used the facility on campus.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think he was employed by Michigan State, though I might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty that I could have thrown on there where a player or a coach wasn't involved, but I kept it pretty much to either players or coaches or maybe like a general manager doing something.
I tried to keep my list a little more lighthearted. It's kind of more of a satire type of list.
Okay.
So the first one, number 10, John Rocker's entire career.
Yeah. Oh, what an asshole.
He was so bad.
Yeah, I wasn't even a Mets fan, and I remember being angry at him.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of
This
here.
was my number 9 is your number 3, I think. The Ron Artest fight.
Okay.
And then changing his name.
To Meta World Peace. By the way, he changed his name again recently.
To what?
I think he kept the meta part. Hold on. I'm going to look this up. Hold on a second. Ron
Look it up.
Artest name change. Yeah, he is currently. God damn it! Load faster. Let's go. Oh, this is prime real estate. Do your next number.
Number 8. Tim Wakefield's pitch to Aaron Boone in the playoffs.
That's a regret. Yep.
Bet he wants that pitch back.
Yeah.
Number 7. This is for you, Joe. The Mets trading for Cespedes and then signing him to a ridiculous deal.
No. It didn't play out yet. It did not play out yet. Just wait.
He's done.
Just wait.
We'll see you later, Joe. Thanks for that.
By the way, Meta.
Sandiford.
Yeah, Meta.
No, that's his middle name.
Meta Sandiford Artest is what I'm seeing on the Wikipedias.
Yep.
What a jackass.
So he's still Meta. He's still a Meta. He's just not World Peace.
Oh, thank God. Number 6,
St. John's,
and this is a long
St.
one.
John's. Ron's a good guy.
Come on.
You done, Joe?
Yeah, he's done. Next.
Number 6, and I got to explain it. Jeremy Giambi regrets that he's so slow, and he hates the fact that everyone thinks that it was his brother in the play.
So not only are you a slow sack of shit, you're so irrelevant that people don't even care that it was you.
Yeah, it's his one play, and he can't even be famous for it.
Yeah.
Number 5, the Jets line coach trips Nolan Carroll, loses his job, and moves to the NHL as a strength coach.
What year was this?
2011-ish, maybe.
I don't know how, but I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, I think it was Jets versus Dolphins, and the running back, I believe, Nolan Carroll, was running on the sideline, and our strength coach puts his foot out, trips him, like at the 20-yard line or something, right before he's about to score a touchdown easily.
That's hilarious because that's what you saw happen pretty recently with I'm having one of my classic brain farts, the Steelers coach.
Tomlin?
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. He
Yeah.
did the same thing. He I think it was like a Ravens player. He stuck his knee out or something to crack.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago.
And he gets to keep the team. I guess when you're successful, you get to stick around.
Yep. Number 4 is exactly the same as yours. Mike Tyson bites the ear off.
Okay, cool.
Number 3, A-Rod getting caught cheating and lying about it multiple times.
A-Rod. I love you. I forgive you. And MLB forgives you. But you're an asshole.
He's a piece of shit. I don't like him at all. I hate A-Rod, and I hope he never comes back to the Yankees.
Yeah, he probably won't.
Number 2, Michael Jordan tries baseball.
Oh, it sucked. Yeah, you're right about that. He was so bad. But I mean, he was AA bad. So, if you were that bad at AA, and I get it, he was just plugged in at AA with no moving up the ladder. But, man, that was just a bad decision all around. So let's say you're one of those people who says, well, Michael Jordan wasn't that bad. AA is really hard. And to hit whatever he hit, 220 in AA with no experience. But then you got to think, dude, to make that decision, you knew you were going to start, you knew you weren't going to start in rookie ball. You knew you weren't going to have the time to move your way up. So, what were you doing making that decision?
It was a bad decision on his part, and I think he just did it because he was going through a hard time with his father and wanted to honor him in that way, you know?
Or you buy the conspiracy theory that he was suspended for his gambling.
Okay.
That's the theory. I'm not saying I believe it. That's the theory.
Okay. Honorable mention before number 1 is the LeBron decision.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And number 1 is Pete Rose.
Pete Rose betting on baseball.
which is interesting because I don't think he regrets it. I think the industry regrets it because you literally have the highest hits leader not in the Hall of Fame next to the Hall of the home run guy. So, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Charlie Hustle. There's no way he gives a fuck about having bet on baseball.
No. He has no remorse in life at all.
Like, if he had never been caught, he would have been fine. He would have never thought twice about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess that also leaves a few other honorable mentions. Like, I would say Castillo dropping the ball against the Yankees, allowing the winning run to score. There's also the Kazmir trade. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about putting Jerry Familia out to pitch ever in the 2015 World Series. What else do we got? Mr. Met
signing Kayagawa.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more like embarrassing stuff. So pretty much anything that the Mets do.
I was going to say, is this like the Mets top 10 or is this MLB top 10? You just rattled off.
I got another one for the Mets.
Oh, man.
The Madoff Ponzi scheme. They probably regret that
Ponzi
shit.
Scheme. Yeah.
Wow.
I still remember that same year that Castillo dropped the ball. SportsCenter was able to do a not top 10 of just Mets plays from that season.
Oh, man.
That was good stuff.
I don't remember that one.
They could probably do that every season.
Yeah, probably. You're right about that. All right, Joe, you said you had a question for us.
I'm back. All right. Question of the day. So today is May 26th. What day of the week is it? No, just kidding. That's not it.
Okay.
Just kidding. All right. All right. So you figure we'd be at around the 50-55 game mark right now. Give me a first place team in each division and a surprise. If this season were happening right now.
So by surprise, you mean like another team that's not necessarily
like a team that's in it that you're just like, what the hell is going on here? We're just one AL, one NL.
So American League, I'm going to say Yankees would be leading the East. I'm going to say that the Indians would be leading the Central. No, I'm sorry, the Twins. I'll say the Twins would be leading the Central. And the Astros out west. I'll say
the Astros still.
Yeah, still the Astros.
Okay.
Still the Astros.
Okay.
I say that the surprise would be the White Sox for the AL. I think they'd be in the hunt. I don't think they'd necessarily be second, but I think it would be like something where maybe the Indians are like 3 games back and maybe the White Sox would be like a game or 2 back of that.
Okay.
So they would be my surprise for the AL. Then for the NL, I would say Braves for the East. I would say, and the Central is tough because last year nobody wanted to win that division.
They're all 500 every year.
I'm going to say, the Cardinals will continue their black magic. I'll say the Cardinals. For the West, I would still go Dodgers. And my surprise – it's really hard for me to come up with a surprise because, again, it's not going to be anyone from the Central. So that eliminates an entire division. And I do think that the Nationals will be up there, and that wouldn't be a surprise.
True.
So let's say out west, not the Padres. This question sucks. I don't like this. The Rockies, I guess. I guess the Rockies.
Well, there's no wrong answer. So
yeah, I guess the Rockies. I don't know.
Yankees, Twins, Astros, White Sox, Braves, Dodgers. Yeah, I guess I'll go with your list pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Woo!
Well, you guys are right on par with the.
Yeah, I agree with the Cardinals. They seem to just always have an amazing rotation of random players.
I can see the Brewers making a run for it with,
healthy Brewers, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I never trust the Brewers.
Do you know they're doing a simulated season on Baseball Reference?
Are they really?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it, and I just think it's interesting. Like, everyone on the Mets is batting like 237, and I just don't know.
Oh, wow. How they figure out how to make it so realistic?
You guys are the worst. All right.
Yep.
Well, you didn't. No one liked my question today, so I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, it took you
So
like
go
2
say hi.
weeks to come up with a bad question. What is this?
Go say hi to Wayne and Garth for us.
All right. They're in the closet.
Oh, I bet they
when are we
are.
allowed to come back to the studio?
At least August.
God.
August now.
Yeah.
Joe, you're fired.
I know. You know what it is? It's like guys are talking into mics in a hot room, and then somebody else comes in to talk into the same mics in a hot room, and it's.
But what if we wear masks?
Hazmat.
do the show with masks?
Yeah, why not?
I guess you could. I have to talk to the guys about that one, but yeah, I don't know.
We can saran wrap CJ if you need us to.
We just
Just
put him in a
saran wrap
garbage
him
bag.
head to toe. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get a better answer for you guys, but it was looking like August. So we're not even open here until mid-June right now.
This is terrible.
This is your fault.
Mm-hmm.
My fault?
No. Evan's fault.
Oh,
No, the Mets. What do you mean, me?
Well, it's the Mets' fault first.
It's not the Mets' fault. Just wait till they win the World Series in the year that nobody thought there was going to be any sports, and it's going to be like the Magic Mets.
Nobody's ever said the phrase Magic Mets. That's
Magic Mets, the clarity of
is that like the sequel? Is that like the third in like the Magic Mike series?
No, it's
that's like the only thing they could maybe be good at.
The Amazing Mets, the Miracle Mets, and now it's the Magic Mets.
Starring Channing Tatum and Matthew.
No. This is part three. Part 3, Magic Mets 2020.
Make it stop. Evan, can you say the line? Make it stop.
I'm bleeding now. I'm bleeding now.
I have nothing to add.
That's why I'm saying just say the damn line.
Oh, you want me to end the show? Is that
end the show. Yeah, say the damn line.
Don't do it. Keep
like
it going.
Right now.
Keep it going.
This is 27 Down, the perfect podcast for the perfect game. See you guys on Thursday.